Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me here, Hazuki Warrior 921. Finally talking to you about something that I want to talk about. And I know I just made a video about Mother and Earthbound. I actually was not expecting to make a video right after it. This game was over a little bit faster than I thought it would be in my life, and well, gameplay wise, yes, but so now I can finally talk about this game with spoilers and everything like that, and really get into how I feel about this game and explain to you why Mother 3 is so important and why Nintendo should really get around to releasing it and of America, and all that good stuff, and why people deserve to play this game. I mean, they honestly, it's like, yeah, it's definitely a game that's just designed to be like something to experience. Its RPG elements are not that in your face like Mother 2, Mother 1 are. It's not really about like leveling up and getting stronger. It's just about its journey, its story, its characters, and my God, what a story. I'm telling you, this game, I feel this game deserves to be rated M for mature because of how deeply emotional this game can be for people. It's a lot to handle. This game can be a lot to handle, but it's not a bad thing. It's a very real thing, and I guess technically it is a bad thing because it's like bad things happen, but it's not. It's still a beautiful game. It's still a beautiful experience. It's still a beautiful story. Mother, okay, this is gonna sound really fucking dumb maybe, but it's not for me. Mother 3 is actually just like its own beautiful little piece of life. That's really what this game is. It's everyone's lives in this game, all the villagers, all the characters, and what you see them go through, and what they experience, and how they change, how the world changes around them, and how you're like the main character changes, and you are also part of the story too. This whole thing is supposed to be affecting you. I mean, I'm sure it will if you play it. It's just something to it will touch your soul. It really will, and it has touched my soul. And I'm sure for a lot of people out there who have played this game, it has touched their souls. I've heard many positive things about Mario 3. And so I want to get into this whole story about the game. So, for my personal life. So, how I got into Mario 3 is that about 7 or so years ago, in the late summer of 2015, it was a very gorgeous day. I'll never forget this. I was at my college dorm, and there were these groups of guys at the time who were my friends, but unfortunately they weren't the best of people, so a lot of them just aren't my friends anymore, unfortunately. But at the time, we were all buddies, and we got along okay, and I was playing through Earthbound on the Wii U. And I was at the final boss of Gygus, and it was terrifying. I told the story before in my Mother/Earthbound, my last video actually, I did, and it's just a very disturbing, like, final boss. It's very like, oh, like it will get to it legitimately get to you. Now here's the thing about these games. You can see them and watch them be played through and get a really good idea of what they're about, but really you should play them for yourself. And I say that about like every game really, but Shenmue has really helped me open my eyes to the kind of like that kind of belief that really, if you want to understand a game and what it's really about, play it for yourself. You'll get more understanding of it. This game, you can totally see it, but it's just not the same, because I knew how sad this game was. I saw some spoilers of the final ending. My friends spoiled it for me. My old friends told me a lot about this game. They kind of spoiled it for me, so I had an idea, but like holy crap, it really fucking got to me last night. It really did. I got through it, and it really got to me. I was legitimately, like, at the urge of tears. Like, I was crying. I felt so awful and just sad. And oh my God, the ending. This game, oh my God. Oh my God, we will get there. We will get there. But yeah, so I beat Earthbound. I really liked it. I don't want this video to be super long, by the way, just so you guys know. Usually my videos are long and I go on and on and on. But I'll try to condense it to being short as much as I can. But Earthbound, I finished it. And I loved it. It was a great game, and I thought the finale was beautiful. I thought everything about it was great. You know, I remember after I finished it, I felt very like fulfilled. Like inside, I felt very like just like this is enough. Like this was enough in a very good way. Like I felt very good. I just felt like this is it. This was the journey. This was the experience. This was the adventure. Now it's over, and it was really, really good. And I wanted Nintendo to release this game on the Wii U. I'm sure a lot of us said I wanted to play Mario 3. Don't get me wrong, but I was very like kind of like, well, how do I do that? And I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to play it like right now. It kind of weirded me out. This game is so far off in the future from Mother 2. But for what it is, it works. It works. The whole story is good. Like I was a little bit like, I don't know if I'm gonna play Mario 3 now or later, and I'm so happy I finally got on my way to buy this cartridge box from VGDB, Video Games something, or I don't know. That's the company that made it. In case you guys are in this production cartridge, it looks like an official release. It's got a Nintendo logo and everything on there. And here's the cartridge. There's like a bunch of different like reproductions of Mother 3 that get made with like different artwork styles and whatnot. It even came with like a little manual and everything, which I have right here. In case you guys want to see that really quickly. Hold on 1 second. Get out the game and. Oh my god, I've not looked at this thing in a while. Look at that. Look at that. Pickles, jar of... From Thomas's Bazaar. Oh, I love that on the back there. That's from one of the Gypsy characters. Oh, there's a note in the beginning of the game. Look at this beautiful little manual that they made. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh my god, it's made by the same people that made the that made the Mother 1 reproduction cartridge I showed off too. I forgot about that, but here it is, and here's the map. It's upside. It might be upside down. I'm not sure, but it's like a map manual kind of. But yeah, you know, beautiful stuff. Oh, it shows you the map of Nowhere Islands. That's very cool. Right there. If you want to see that again really quick, gorgeous stuff, right? So yeah, and so I'm so happy I finally got around to it. I must have bought this like a couple of years back, I think, in 2020, 2019, and but I also bought Mother 1 at the same time. So I wanted to, and I never played through Mother 1 before. I have it on the Wii U, and I was really happy when that happened. I remember I was like, yes, oh. So let's flash back to 2015, okay? When I beat Earthbound Beginnings came out. I was like, yes, Earthbound Beginnings is here. And I was just happy with those two games. I was like, I want to play through these so I can finally get to Mario 3. It took me a very long time to get through Mother 1. Mother 1 is a very tough game. Mother 1, Earthbound Beginnings, you may not like it if you start with it. It's very kick-your-assy. It's very tough. It's very grindy. It's one of those RPGs you just have to like buckle down and just get through. One of the best ways to experience Mother 1 at the beginning part is just to kind of watch it or play it with like mashing like a button while you're watching TV or something. And I know that sounds like what, or listening to something else, but yeah, like to get through the beginning part to like at level 7 or something, and leave all your money out of your inventory because it will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow as your character levels up. Trust me, it's worth it. And then eventually, after that's said and done, you can actually legitimately enjoy the game once you're at level like 7 or 10 or something. I would recommend between there, like level 7 and 10. And then yeah, it sounds like ridiculous, but really that will take you like a day to do. Like not even like I thought it would take maybe longer, but I played again with my friend recently. It took me like an hour maybe. Like it did take me very long to get there. So yeah, really it's not that bad. If you want to go ahead and play Mother 1 and just like, you know, grind your way. So I usually switch around how I sit whenever I do these videos. But yeah, if you want to do that, go ahead, in my opinion. Now thankfully Mario 3 is not really designed like that. Neither is Mother 2. But to be honest, you should at least be at level 70 with Lucas before you finish the game, and have a full inventory of like magic puddings or magic cakes, and which is what I did. And the game gives you enemies for that, so it's not a big deal. Now, yeah. So sorry, I'm moving around. So, anyways, I got through Earthbound, I got through Mother 2, and I loved it. I loved it. As I keep saying, Mother 1 came out, played it on my NES, and I loved it. I love the story. I love the soundtrack. The music of these games always gets to me. I love how like the Snowman song, is in all three of these games. And originally it wasn't going to be in this game, and that baffled me. I was like, no! I'm so glad it is. Like, the composer was going to use a song called White, I think, and I looked up and listened to it, and it just did not fit with the atmosphere of, like, that scene. Because when you finally hear the song in this game, and you see, like, the winter area, the way it, like, reveals itself, I was really surprised. It really got to my soul. I was like, oh, wow. Like, you have to play these games to understand. This video is really for like veterans who have like experienced these games. So I'm just trying to give you guys my like I don't know if I really want to say that. I'm just trying to give you guys my like own experience with these games, and you know, and let you know how I felt about it. But yeah, you know, obviously it's gonna be spoilers in the beginning. So yeah, so that was cool. So there were a lot of things about this game I want to talk about. So anyways, I played through Mother 1, and I loved it. I love Mother 1. I didn't make a whole video about Mother 1. Maybe I should have. Mother 1's good. Let's talk about it really briefly. You know, you got Ninten, Lloyd, Anna, Teddy, and PP, and the robot, which was awesome. And I thought everything about Mother 1 was very beautiful and thematic. And I really want these games' stories to be conveyed into like a movie or something. But after seeing those fan animations on, oh god, on YouTube by something Lemon, I think. I forgot his name. I feel so bad for forgetting the artist's name, but there's these really wonderful like 2D fan animations of these games, which are great, but it's not the whole story, and they're not dubbed in Japanese or English. Not that that really fully matters, but still. And yeah, they're really good. Don't get me wrong, but now, as we all know, as all of you out there watching this might know, Earthbound Mother 2 is a very emotional game. So is Mother 1. Mother 1 isn't as emotional as here 2, but it is emotional. When Mother 1 tries to get like emotional, and it can come off as kind of like silly because it's like an old 8-bit NES game, and it's not really like translated or like emulated or adapted that well for you to really understand it. Maybe it comes off as a little bit like, okay, like, you know, I see what you're doing, but like for me, I totally got it. Like I totally understood like what Mother 1 was doing. I totally understood. I was like, yes, like okay. And with Guy Gis as a final boss, or Geek, or whatever the heck his original name is, and the 8 Melodies thing, and Magic Kid really got to me. Going to Magic Kid for the first time was like magic. It was like literally magic went inside my soul when I heard the music. I saw the area. It was like I understood it. And Magickin is supposed to be your character's subconscious, which is like this world they kind of created, or someone else's. There's a theory that the village in this game, or the island, is the dragon's Magickin, and I totally believe that. I agree 100%. The people are real. The people who live on the soil are real, but the area itself is technically sort of real, but it's like being conveyed through someone else's like dream. And I totally believe that. I totally believe that. Like, that makes so much sense. Like, I think it's like, imagine, you know, your physical being can be there and you can interact with it, but it's not really there, I guess. There's like food there and beds there and like, you know, houses there and people and people. And it feels real, and it is technically real, but like it's someone's dream world. It's basically what a Magickin is. There's one Mother 1 and there's one Mother 2, and technically there is one in this game. The way you look at it, the ending of this game is all about perspective, but I feel like it might be more than that. Like there's like some scenes in this game that could be considered like it's just about how you perceive it. So I really want to talk about Hinawa's death. Yeah, we're gonna do that now. So that's one reason why I want to make this video, and I really want to talk about Klaus and Lucas, and it really got to me. I didn't think for a second that this game would touch my soul the way it did. I didn't believe it for a second. I knew that I was going to love this game, but I didn't fully understand what it was capable of. But really, I knew right away after finishing chapter 1 or 2, the moment when you found out Hinawa died, with the atmosphere of the rain and the music and just the way Flit takes it in, or how he like receives the information, his reaction, and just that whole awful, awful tragic scene was just the beginning of what the tragedies of this game was going to give you. And I didn't just cry at the end of the game. I cried quite a few times. I got teary-eyed in quite a few moments in this game. I don't think a lot of people... I'm not sure if it's like that for everybody, but I know for a fact that some people out there who have played this game did cry. There was the ad for this game in Japan was just a woman, and I'm hoping she's an actual mother, I don't know, but just, it doesn't really matter. But just a woman talking about Mother 3 on TV, saying that this game really got to her like I'm doing. And how it made her feel. And she's like, I did not expect to feel this way, I did not expect to cry, and I agree. It's not, like, usually when you watch something that's like sad, or tragic, or you know it's sad, you're gonna be like, yeah, okay, you know it's gonna be like a downer, you know it's gonna get to you. You know what I mean? Like for example, go to like the Shawshank Redemption or something, or just like a sad movie, like, or like The Fox and the Hound. So I'm sorry, or I don't know. Well, then again, you have to like see it again. But like this is kind of like that. It's kind of like a sad movie that you see for the first time that you don't know is going to be sad, but since it's a video game and it takes a little bit longer to get through, that preparation is like a lot slower in a way. It's like you don't really see it, you don't really expect it as much, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, it's kind of like that, but like, it's just done in its own way. It's just done in its own way, and you know, it's like, oh man, like it's hard to explain this game with words. Because it's not really something you can explain with words. It's just something you have to feel and see for yourself. And when I saw Hinawa's death, when I heard about it in Southland, and then when he fought the Drago, that scene was so goddamn good too. Seeing that poor creature just being turned into that really affected me. Seeing all the animals as chimeras really disturbed me. It made me feel very sad. I was like, look at these poor creatures. It's so sad. It was sad because I knew exactly what was going on. I knew it was Porky, and I knew what his mindset was like, especially after playing Mother 2. Porky is kind of an awful kid, but like you also can't help but feel bad for him too because he is still just a kid. Awful or not, he's still just a child. That alone is like, yeah, like you can't help but feel bad for him because it's like he's been through so much too. And the sad thing about Mother 3 is that there is no real true villain in this game. It is the baby Porky. He is a pretty bad kid, but like even so, he didn't deserve what he got. And one thing that really was strange to me is that we see Dr. Andonauts in this game from Mother 2. But I don't know if it's actually him or not, but then Porky mentions that he brings people back from the past to his time, so it might actually be the Dr. Andonauts himself. And if it is, I'm just curious, how come he never mentioned Jeff? And I was wondering if he was going to mention, like, he's like, oh, I really want to go back to my own time. I have a family back in my own time. I have a son that I really want to look out for or something, but he doesn't. So I was wondering if it's him or if it's like his like great like ancestor or something, or like not ancestor, but like his descendant basically, which is what I thought was going to be. But actually, I still don't know. But I think it actually might just straight up be him. So there's that to talk about. And I really liked the whole 100th floor bit at the end of the game too, with the Polyana music playing. When I first saw that, it got me smiling. But there's this. Sorry, I don't keep stopping and pausing and thinking. It's just this fucking game. This beautiful goddamn game. My life really hasn't been the happiest in quite some time. And I keep struggling to make it good again, and sometimes it's my own fault. I unfortunately have this habit of sometimes repeating my own tragedies, and this game kind of like resonated with that a little bit to me. Just seeing like what these characters go through, and seeing how Lucas was as like a person, really like I think Lucas is a character that almost anyone can like relate to. Me, my wife especially, with the tragedies that he has gone through. I haven't lost my mother, but which my fiance has a very long time ago. Janelle has, and I think that Janelle should definitely give this game a shot whenever she gets a chance, because of many different reasons. I'm really trying to get her to play Earthbound first, which I'm hoping she'll love it, because it's kind of a rough ride for her right now, because it does have a tough beginning, but it is still worth playing through in my opinion. So this game, not so much. This game doesn't have such a gameplay wise. It doesn't have a tough beginning, but story wise, it does. It's very hard to get through this game at times, and the letter scene was really good too. When he finally speaks to you and all the exposition he gives, that was like, oh my god. Yeah, that really got to me too. I was like, oh boy, like I need. It's one of those things you hear, and then you're like, I need to sit down. And he's like, even if I tell you all this, you might not want to know all of it. And I kind of felt that way. I was like, well, yeah, I do, but I don't. It's like I already knew this stuff, but still, just it's like even if you might know something about like a movie or a book or a game, when you experience it for yourself, it might be different for you. And for me, I'm very much like that. Like if I know something about something that I get into, when I experience it for myself, it's still different. In fact, there were still some surprises I didn't know about. Facade being a Magypsy definitely was like a big shock. I was like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it was him. And I was so fucking mad at him when I first saw him, because he was shocking Sauce of the month. So yeah, Facade being the Magypsy, the Magypsy trader was really like, whoa. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, what the... Like, I really couldn't believe it was him. And I thought there was going to be like a little scene when he spoke to you. Because I saw, before I finished the game, I saw like a scene when he did talk to you like he was a Magypsy. But I thought his model was being, like, was like, his sprite was like a placeholder for like a character who was going to be a Magypsy. I didn't know it was him. And I was like, oh my god, it really is him. I was like, and I was like appalled. I was like, oh, this game appalled me a lot. It did. This game, excuse me, sorry, I just got a drink. This game is stuck in my box. I got it out. Okay, yeah, man, I don't know, like, so that happened, and then finding Porky, and then that giant robot was pretty cool. The giant, like, was it the giant, like, pig robot. I forgot what it was called. That was cool. Oh my god, the first time you fight Klaus, or the Masked Man, was a very interesting scene. I don't know if Lucas knew or not that was him, but I don't know. I can't tell. Kumatora kept saying, like, the Masked Man, could it be? Is that? I wonder, it's like, does she know? Does she not know? We never find out. She never says if she knew or not. And I kind of wish she did, because, like, Flint tells you, the dad tells you, he tells Lucas, he's like, it's Klaus, it's him. Excuse me, sorry. But Kumatora keeps like hinting at it. It's like, well, does she know? We don't know. I think she did, but she doesn't say anything. And then the scene when they're going down the giant elevator to the underground, they're like, ah! There was a scene that was cut where they all spoke, like, their thoughts, but like everything that has happened. And I really wish that wasn't cut from the final game. I really wish that was kept in the final game, because it might have broken away like the immersion of that scene, but that was a long ass elevator ride. So to be fair, I wouldn't have minded it too much, but yeah, I wish that was in. I wish that was in the game. And then okay. I think it's time to finally talk about it, maybe. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'm missing. I liked all the rope snake stuff, and I'm wondering if the Mr. Saturns, if Porky brought them back from the past to his time, or if I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. And I don't think this game's message is technology is evil or anything like that. Obviously, but like after playing through it, you have to play it on a Game Boy Advance. You know, some commentary on made at that point. But I don't think that was when I was playing it. I didn't think that was this game's message either. I think it was just about like technology is just a part of life. You know, it's going to be whether we like it or not, and it's just our way of like how we perceive it as like a species, and that's basically what the humans of Tasmania Village were like. They're like, okay, we have TVs now, we have like lights now and stuff, okay, and they just kept living on their life, and we have currency, money, okay. They didn't get corrupted, they didn't become evil, nothing like that happened. They just were themselves still, and they just adjusted to it. So it kind of just showed me that like this stuff is going to exist. And or whether we like it or not, and yeah, you know, we all adjust to it in different ways, and that's basically what this game was showing you. And I thought Reggie died, the Indian character. I really liked him too, and he finally showed up somewhere in Newport City. I was like, oh, Reggie's back. And there was another moment that really like, oh god, what was it? Like, kind of like legitimately surprised me. What was it besides the Masked Man stuff? In Newport City, seeing the Chimera again in the bathroom was like, that was oh god, that guy I think is freaky. I don't know if you can kill it or not in that scene, but I didn't risk it because it killed me, so like no way. But there's a moment in the game that, the facade part really did shock me. But I'm trying to think, gosh, let's talk about Chapter 6, Sunflower Fields. Yeah. You can't say more than that, like, yeah. That scene was, wow, I think I was crying when I played that part, if I can remember right. Game makes me want to cry a little bit. I mean, I don't know why I'm not crying on camera, and I'm trying to, but it's not. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know why I'm not, because like I know I want to inside, but I can't let it out for some reason. Maybe because it's like performance anxiety or something, or maybe it's my ADHD because I'm like trying to be a scatterbrain. But I gotta slow things down a bit and be like, look, this game matters. Like, I'm just saying, this game matters. It matters. It's beautiful. It's a big deal. I mean, you can say it's the best game Nintendo has ever made. It's just very debatable, but in terms of emotion, sure. Yeah, it's the best. It's definitely the most emotional video game probably ever made. Is Mother 3 like the best game ever made? I don't know. That's very tough to say. But you can definitely say, is it the best game Nintendo has ever made from their in-house office and studios? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough for me to say too. It's my favorite one they've ever made, maybe, but this might be my new favorite game of all time. And I was not expecting to love this game as I did. And I think I already said all this stuff, but yeah. It was definitely over a lot quicker than I thought it'd be. It might actually be... It's not the shortest one. No, I think Mother 1 did. I know Mother 1 is grindy, but story-wise, it's probably the shortest one. This game is definitely second longest or shortest, depending how you look at it. But yeah, Mother 2 is definitely the longest. Earthbound's definitely the longest one. But this game was good. And is it the best game Nintendo's ever made? I don't know. It could be Zelda, it could be Mario, it could be Metroid, it could be this, it could be... It's definitely the best one in the Earthbound trilogy or Mother trilogy. I think so. And I also think that it's time to talk about the final boss. So, in the very beginning parts of the game, we know that Klaus is trying to find out who killed his mom, right? Yeah, I think he's going after. He's like, I'm gonna avenge my mom's death, Dad, or whatever. He was all like, ready to do it. Klaus is a very like strong-spirited soul. We know that. Lucas and Klaus are kind of polar opposites. Like, Lucas is very much like, he's kind of like, I don't really want to go out and do all that. I can relate with Lucas. I was a lot like Lucas. I was actually almost exactly like him as a kid. I mean, I didn't cry as much, but like, I wasn't very much like Klaus. I feel like I was kind of in the middle. I don't know if any. My parents aren't the same as these kids' parents, but if anything ever happened to my mom or my dad like that, I don't know if I would avenge them. But this is a fictional story we're talking about, so I don't think you should compare real life reality to like in that kind of way. But there's like no like giant like dinosaurs or anything like that. But if somebody did kill my parents, I would be traumatized. I don't think I would go out and avenge them, but I would be traumatized. And I think I'd be in Lucas's spot. I think I'd be like, I wouldn't really want to face reality. I wouldn't be ready to. And he wasn't. And people really gave him a hard time for it. And that's kind of messed up. But like, it was mostly his grandpa Alec. It was kind of weird how he's calling the crybaby and stuff. I'm like, your daughter, his mom just died, man. Give him a break. And yeah, it was very sad just seeing all that. And then Klaus going out trying to find the mom, and the Drago got him, and he lost a shoe, and Flint and Duster, I think it was Duster, Flint and Duster, which I love both those men. They're great. They're great characters. I love Duster. Duster was awesome. The DC-MC scene was great. Duster being like one of the band members, that was pretty cool too. And then you go through the whole adventure, and then you finally see Klaus again at the end of the game, and you see him again at the what was it at that one area with the vines. I know you find him there, but then shortly after that, like not that long afterwards, or so, like about another hour or two later or so in the game, maybe longer than that, you get to the final boss, and it's him after you fight Porky. And Porky's fight was so sad too. That was really sad. I felt so bad for him. He was just like, he's like, oh, it's funny, isn't it? He's just like, I will never die. I could be 1,000 years old, 10,000 years old. Oh, I'm immortal. Oh. And I felt awful for the poor kid. I was like, he's just a sad, awful old man child. Like, it's just sad. Poor Porky is in such a poor position. But he fucked up his life because of Gygas. It was his own fault, sure, but he didn't have to go through all that still. He's still just a child. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, you still can't help but feel bad for him. And then when it came to, him and Gygas, they're like partnership in Earthbound. Oof. I mean, yeah, it's Gygas we're talking about. That oof, just oof. He's like the embodiment of evil itself. So yeah, it's pretty messed up when you think about Gygas. But I think he really affected Porky for the worse. I think that had a lot to do with what happened to him in this game. He never mentions Gygas, which was I thought he would. I thought Dr. Adams would mention Jeff. I thought Porky would mention Gygas or even Ness, but. At least I think he would have at least mentioned Gygas. I don't know if he would have mentioned Ness, but there are scenes with Ness that there are scenes in this game that has to do with Ness, like the Friends Yo-Yo scene at Thunder Tower. Yeah, there's this yo-yo Porky has in Thunder Tower in the game that Lucas. You should know this game if you watch this video, but Lucas, you can decide to get it or not, and it's Ness's yo-yo. I mean, it's gotta be his, of course it is, but. I decided not to take it, not because that fight was so tough. I could have did that with that maid lady, maybe, but you had to really grind to fight her. But it wasn't about that. It was about just how wrong it felt. Ness or Porky, as twisted and messed up as he is in his head, he has some kind of value for Ness still. I don't know why, but he does. He was so awful to Ness and Mother too, but. He still holds on to him as a friend, and I don't know why, but he does. So, there's that scene with the Pollyanna scene when you're on the boat and you see all the stuff that Ness has been through. His adventure, all the items, and then there's the movie theater when it's Earthbound the movie. It's like, so yeah, Porky he values him. I don't know why, but he does. He does, and it's very sad. It's very sad when you think about it. Now, okay, so speaking of sad tragedies, I think I'm finally ready just to move on to the end of this game and talk about it. So, Klaus, the Masked Man scene was very. I dropped my controller. I felt awful. I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I was reading the dialogue, I saw Hinawa's voice or just all that stuff. It's really weird talking about it because of how it felt. You know, it's just like, wow, that was crazy. And that last scene was so sad. And then there, when he shot in the lightning, yeah. But there's this beautiful fan translated video, or fan made video where they basically put that scene into a song, and it's the love theme. It's a pretty like a frequently recent video, and every time I see that video, it makes me fucking cry. It brings tears to my eyes every time I think about it or see it. It's so sad. Like, how could this have happened to Klaus? Like, how could that have happened to him? And seeing all like the fan art of the two of them, and there's this one video I saw of them, and Klaus is like, "Oh yeah, when we grow up, we're gonna be great heroes of this village," and it's just so sad. It's like, no, that doesn't happen. It's just this so fucked up tragedy in their lives. They didn't ask for this stuff. They didn't want this stuff to happen to them, but it did, and it didn't go the way they wanted to. But it's a lot more darker and deeper than that. It's just people, Porky really screwed up these kids' lives. It's very sad. It's very sad. It is. And then he pulled the last needle, and then the dragon wakes up, and then what happens? We don't know. But what I think happened is that I do believe the Earth, I don't know if things reset it or they died and went to heaven, but whatever happened to them, they turned out okay. They didn't cease to exist. Maybe the world did, but the characters did not cease to exist. And maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point of that ending, is that it's supposed to be like, well, yeah, you can play the game again. So because of that reason, this game is immortal. The story is immortal. Maybe in the way, yes, it means the world is immortal too, but like the characters definitely are immortal in their own way, and they're not forgettable. And I will never forget them. They're like, don't forget us, and I'm like, I'm not going to. This game really spoke to me. Really. I just can't believe it's over, and yeah. I really feel like I wanted to take my time more in this game, but I did, and I beat it kind of like, you know, with decent timing and everything. And I don't know what else to really say about Mother 3, but that ending really broke me. The whole game kind of broke me. It really breaks you down in tears. I'm not trying to be like a Debbie Downer or getting any depressed or sad. It's not necessarily depressing as more so as it's just tragic. And those can be two different things, but they're also, you know, technically one the same. But I don't think Mother 3 is supposed to depress you. I don't think it is. I think it is supposed to make you feel sad at times, but you know, life isn't always sad. Like good things do happen, and we don't really know what's going to happen when we die or anything like that. And this game really puts that into perspective, and it's very interesting how it does that. And yeah, you don't really know after all that happened when you see the end logo rolling around and you see the characters talking. It's like, you don't know. If I was like, what happened? Did my game break? I was like, what happened? And I was just sitting there for like 5 minutes. I was like, what happened? And I was afraid, like, that, you know, since it's like a repro cart, I thought something happened. I felt like the game was done. I was like, oh no, like, is it gonna crash on me? And I moved the end logo around. I was like, what the? And I saw you can move it, and the characters were talking. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I fucking love that. That was great. So what do you guys think happened to them? Do you think Tasmania Village resetted? Do you think their Earth resetted? Do you think do you think they died and went to like an afterlife of some kind? Do you think they got teleported to a new dimension? That could have happened too. Anything could have happened. What do you think honestly happened? It seems to me the most believable answer is that they probably just did die and went to an afterlife, and the Earth probably did reset, but to a completely different like style. And that's what Mother 4 was going to show us. There is going to be a Mother 4, but now it's going to be called Oddity, but there's another Mother 4 being worked on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those two games. I really want to play them now. I really want a Mother 4 after playing this. I really respect Suga Seta Itoi's intentions. I don't mind that he's done. He's like, this is it. And after seeing how this game is, and after how it's very much like, this is it. This is the end. That's this whole game's like perspective. It's like this is like after chapter 5 or 4, after you get to the needles in chapter 7, I think so. then this game is really like, yeah, this is the end, and you know it as like the player, as like a viewer, you know it. And I don't mind that like Mother is over for this trilogy, but I'm open arms for a Mother 4 or a Mother 5 or a 6, as long as it keeps doing stuff like this. Yes, but nothing lasts forever. So I think a Mother 4 would be fine. Like I just want a Mother 1, 2, and 3 remake from Nintendo themselves. I don't need Nintendo to make a Mother 4. I don't need them to. I want the fans to do it. I think Undertale is kind of a great, like, unofficial kind of Mother 2.5, but not really, because it's in its own universe. Like, the thing about Undertale in this game, there are a lot of similarities that I did not think about before. The whole Flowey being the long-lost son, and his brothers with, like, the main character, and the whole perspective of the world keeps resetting every time you play it, much like this game told you that, and the art styles are very similar, and it also takes like inspiration from Mother 1 and 2 though. Undertale takes inspiration from all 3 games. It doesn't take place in the far future, it takes place during the time it came out, much like Mother 2 and Mother 1 did. And you can't see enemies on you know, as you play the game like Mother 1, but it also has like its quirky humor like Mother 2 did more so, and it feels like all 3 games are there in like a very special, unique way. In their own special, unique ways, why you play through Undertale, but it's also its own thing, its own universe. Do I think it takes place in the same universe as Earthbound? I don't know, because that's very tough to like fit them in there now, seeing like how they both do like, you know, things. The whole like, okay, there's no Magicant, there's no PSI powers, there's none of that stuff. Like, in fact, Mother never mentions like monsters being brought to underground or anything like that. So no, I don't think they can be set in the same universe because of just, it would just be like, you would have to like really shoehorn it for it to work. Their worlds are made to be themselves, but I think Toby Fox is very much inspired how like Mother, how its world is very much itself and how it's designed, so he decided to do that in his own way. I think that's what it's supposed to be like. So I don't think they're supposed to be in the same universe. No. When I want a crossover, that'd be fine. Yes, I think a crossover would be great, but you know, they would be like in their own. I think the Mother characters could definitely cross over to the Undertale universe. I think that's the way it should be done for sure, because if the Undertale characters could be crossed over to the Mother universe, the Undertale characters could that. But I think it'd be much more unique and fun if it was the Mother characters went to this new weird world of like underground characters, like underground monsters and stuff like that. And I don't know. That's just the way I can see it. And maybe Lucas, Ness, and Ninten are all like, they all meet and somehow, and yeah, you know, which I know these games, man, there's potential for so much more. I feel like there is. I feel like there's potential for a lot more with these games. I do. I feel like there's definitely potential to tell more of a story here, but we have what we have, and I am very happy with it. And I really want Oddity to be done soon. I hope I can play that very soon, and I want more than 4. So, with that being said, guys, this is me, Hazuki Warrior 921, signing out. Finally getting around to talking about Mother 3. And the... Okay, I wanted to talk about the Klaus stuff. One more thing. I saw the cut content of the final boss of Klaus, and that was insane. That was insane. I feel like maybe they should have kept that in, but the way the cut content and just the way this game is designed is beautiful. But like remembering that stuff while you're playing it for yourself is kind of like, oh my god, could you imagine if it was different? Jesus Louises, how would it be done? I don't know, but that's all I wanted to add. So, anyways, guys, have a good one. Take care. Peace out. Thank you for listening to my video about Mother 3. Yeah. Mario 3 will keep you entertained for hours as you try and defeat the Pig Mask army. It's definitely one of those games that you just can't put down once you start playing it. It definitely is. I think it's part of why I beat it so fast. This version, by the way, by VGDB or whatever, does work on your Game Boy player. If you have one for the GameCube. I played this whole game on my Game Boy player. Pretty much. I played on I played on everything. My Game Boy Advance, DS, 3DS, or my Game Boy Advance, DS, and GameCube. But most of it, 90% of it, I would say or so, I played on the GameCube. And so I used to have this one copy that was like a red cartridge version of it that crashed when I played it on my GameCube. And I think I lost my save data. I think I did. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And or something. I can't remember. Or that. Or let me progress or something. I don't know. But whatever. Anyways, guys, have a good one. Take care. Peace out. Thank you for listening to my video. Anyways, until next time, long live Mother 3 or Mother. Great series. Okay, bye.